Okay, let's jump right into Isaiah chapter 13. This chapter, it's a heavy one, an oracle about Babylon.
Yeah, and it paints this picture of, well, really intense judgment coming its way. It kicks off immediately with this call to action, doesn't it? Like, raise a banner, shout out, signal an army to gather.
Exactly, it's a mobilization. But what's key here is who is doing the mobilizing?
Right, it's not just some king.
No, the text says the Lord Almighty is mustering this force. And this army, they're described as coming from faraway lands, even the ends of the heavens.
Wow.
They're called his holy ones, his warriors, specifically summoned to carry out divine anger.
So it frames this invasion as, like, a holy war almost, or at least divinely ordained.
Precisely. It removes any doubt about the ultimate source behind what's coming. It's presented as God's direct action.
And there's this urgency, too. The day of the Lord is near. The language used is really stark. A cruel day with wrath and fierce anger. It says it comes like destruction from the Almighty.
Mm. That phrase, the day of the Lord, it's a recurring theme in prophetic writing, and it means.
Well, it's generally a time of decisive divine intervention, often judgment, sometimes salvation, but always significant. Here, it's clearly judgment against Babylon. And the description, destruction from the Almighty, emphasizes its overwhelming power. Unstoppable.
The text then describes the human reaction, and it's visceral. Hands going limp, hearts melting in fear, people seized by terror, writhing like they're in labor.
It's a picture of complete psychological and physical breakdown, total panic and helplessness.
They look at each other, faces aflame. It sounds absolutely horrific.
It is. And it doesn't stop there. The prophecy even includes cosmic signs.
Ah, right. Stars, sun, moon, they all go dark.
Yeah, the stars of heaven and their constellations won't show their light. The rising sun will be darkened. The moon won't give its light.
So is that literal, do you think? Or symbolic?
Well, it's often interpreted more symbolically in prophetic texts. It signifies a massive upheaval, the disruption of the normal order of things. Even the cosmos seems affected by the gravity of God's judgment. It underlines the scale.
Okay, so what's the explicit reason given for this cataclysm?
The text states it plainly. To punish the world for its evil, the wicked for their sins, and specifically to put an end to the arrogance of the haughty and humble the pride of the ruthless.
Punishing pride seems to be a major theme.
A very major theme. And the consequence is stated with this striking hyperbole. It says, people will become scarcer than pure gold, rarer than the gold of Ophir.
Meaning immense loss of life.
Unimaginable loss, yes. Reducing the population drastically. The heavens tremble, the earth shakes. It's all part of this picture of overwhelming divine anger.
And what about those actually caught in the fighting, the individuals?
The text is brutally graphic about their fate. Anyone captured is run through with a sword. Fleeing people are cut down.
It mentions infants, too.
Yes, horrifyingly. Infants dashed to pieces, houses looted, wives violated. It's total war, showing the grim reality of ancient conquest when used as an instrument of this judgment.
And it names the specific agent of destruction.
It does, the Medes. And interestingly, it points out they don't care about silver or gold.
Why is that detail important?
It suggests their motive isn't typical plunder. They're driven by something else, maybe just the desire to destroy, which makes them, a fitting instrument for this kind of absolute judgment described here. They show no mercy, not even on children. It paints them as utterly ruthless.
So bringing it back to Babylon, the jewel of kingdoms, the glory of the Babylonians' pride, as the text calls it, what's its final destiny according to this oracle?
Complete and utter annihilation. The comparison used is powerful. Babylon will be overthrown by God like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Like cities wiped out so thoroughly nothing was left.
Exactly. Total, permanent destruction. The text insists she will never be inhabited or lived in through all generations.
Nobody will even camp there temporarily.
No shepherds, resting flocks, nothing. It becomes a wasteland. Instead of people, it says desert creatures will lie there. Owls will fill the houses. Wild goats will leap about.
Jackals in the palaces, hyenas in the strongholds. It's an image of complete desolation.
A thriving city turned into a haunt for wild, unclean animals. The reversal is absolute.
And the chapter ends on a note of certainty. Her time is at hand, and her days will not be prolonged.
It leaves no room for doubt. This will happen. So, thinking about that final state, this incredibly powerful empire reduced to literally nothing, a place people actively avoid, given over entirely to wild beasts, it makes you pause. For you listening, consider that image of total desolation. What does this particular depiction suggest about the nature of absolute final judgment as conceived here, a judgment so complete it erases not just the people but the place itself from human existence.